Hello everyone, this is a quick video introducing you to the class and to the first two modules. So I'll be making videos pretty regularly just so that you can see what the class looks like. I'll take you through the assignments that you should be working on, and it also gives me a chance to kind of talk through some of the work that you'll be doing, giving you some tips and some more information. So it sort of takes the place of what I would do in a face-to-face class if you were to be sitting in the classroom with me. So I do want to give you a little introduction to myself, though. This is creative writing, and creative writing is something that I did major in college. So I did mostly short story work through my schooling, and so I'm very familiar with short stories. You'll see we're going to be spending quite a bit of time this semester working on short stories. I think students really enjoy those, and then poetry is the other component that we'll spend a lot of time on. So we'll see kind of equally weighted between short stories and poems. And then we do have one little section of drama at the end. Playwriting is very different from the other two types of writing, and usually students have had zero experience with playwriting, whereas most students have written at least one short story, maybe a poem or two throughout their classes that they've taken. So that's why we place less emphasis on the drama at the end. So the other things you want to keep in mind is creative writing is one of those classes where you'll be doing a lot of work, but it should hopefully be work that you enjoy. Most of the assignments are set up with specific criteria that you're trying to meet so that you master skills, but there is space for you to just practice and enjoy writing in whatever form you prefer. And so just kind of keep that in mind. It's not necessarily an easy class. You're going to be doing a lot of work, but hopefully it will be at least enjoyable work. The other thing about this class that's important to know is that I'm grading it very differently from what you might normally see in any class, especially an online class. So the concept that I am using is not one that's new in higher education, but it's not applied very often, and that is an ungraded class. So basically the grade that you get, so the letter grade that goes on your transcript at the end, is one that you've given yourself. And what I mean by that is your letter grade is based mostly on the points that you apply to yourself through self-assessment. So I'm not actually giving you a grade on most of the work that you complete. It is it's a completion grade. So in the grade book, it either goes in as completed or incomplete. And so what happens then is it allows me to concentrate on improving your writing. So allowing you to be a better writer, giving you more feedback, that kind of thing. And then the grade that you get, so the letter grade, is going to be based on the number of things that you completed, but also the scores that you give yourself in your own self-assessment. So you're essentially giving yourself a grade, is what it boils down to. So it will make more sense as we go through the semester, but I do want to show you some things after we get through the first couple of modules. It will start to really make sense. So I'm going to talk you through and I'm going to show you on my screen. So all the videos are going to be kind of like this, where I'll give you a little bit of introduction to what we're doing, and then I will talk you through the modules. So the first two modules are focusing on just kind of an introduction to creative writing, and then creative nonfiction with your first assignment. So there are four parts to the textbook, and so we'll look at all four parts. The last one is creative nonfiction, so we'll be looking at that. So you can see when you open up the home page, you'll see the recent announcements. Make sure that you are keeping track of those. I will post announcements every week, so make sure that you are looking for those. Under the syllabus tab, of course, I have the syllabus linked in here, and you're welcome to download it. In the syllabus in particular, you want to make sure that you are looking at the late work policy, because the assignments in this class are open until May 1st to submit, but I have suggested due dates throughout the semester so that you aren't trying to do all of the work right at the end, because that will be impossible to be successful doing it like that. And so everything after May 1st, there are a couple modules due after May 1st, those will be turned in May 12th. That is the last day of the class. It is a Thursday. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then I do have some information about the concept of grading your work in this class. The other thing that you want to look at is the course at a glance. In the assignment list, you can see that as well. Canvas creates an assignment list. This is really handy though if you want something to print out or to save somewhere. I like to print mine out and post it so that I can see it. And it just lists all of the assignments that you'll either do for a complete or incomplete grade, or point value. So you can see that we don't actually have that many points this semester, only 130, but they're all quiz-based points. So they are points that you are giving yourself. And so if you're wondering about how the grade will be assessed at the end of the semester, that's what it's going to look like. Now I am making some big changes to this class, and one of them being the ungraded thing. So the grade book does not reflect all of the assignments that you'll do yet. So when you click on modules, so when you get into the class and you're on the home page, which has this big ugly thing that's going to go away, hopefully, and you see these things on the side that you can just click on. If you've never been in Canvas before, you click on it, you do it, it'll go away. Don't navigate the course like this though. I do want you to get in the modules tab. That's where all of the assignments are. If you're just clicking on assignments and doing those, then you're probably missing the criteria for the assignment, first of all, but also the other information that you need. So all of the reading assignments, all of the resources, all of that kind of thing. So make sure that you are not navigating the course like that. So start with the getting started. If you do not have your textbook, make sure that you contact the bookstore. You have already paid for it. You just need it shipped to you. Make sure that you do that first because you can't do some of the assignments without the textbook. Once you've gone through a module, you can click on the little arrow and it will go away. I have the first 2 modules open up. We have 16 total modules and they are all due on Sundays except for the last one. And so you're going to navigate through the course. As soon as you're done with a module, you can move on to the next open module. I open them up unless there's something that you'll need from the previous one for me to give you feedback on in order to move on to the next one. So just kind of keep that in mind, that they'll open up as you can do the work in them. So we've got, I also have it set up to check off when you've completed it so you can keep track of what you have looked at. So when you start with the module, you start with the overview, which will give you an overview of the information that you need for that module and what we're doing in that module. The reading assignment will be next. Reading assignments, you have to check mark as done once you're finished with them, because sometimes you get interrupted when you're reading something. And so if you haven't gotten through the entire chapter, then and once you're finished with it, completely finished, then you can come in and click it's done. And some of them are just viewing only. And then other assignments, you have to actually submit something in order to have it checked off. Introduction discussion board is pretty standard for most classes. This one is going to be a little bit different because you are looking at a view out your favorite window. And so you're going to have 2 paragraphs, one where you put a view out of, or describe a view from your favorite window, and then one where you describe a view from your ideal window, so a fanciful window. And so you have, you can put images in there with that, and then you'll respond to your classmates. So you get to know your classmates a little bit better, but also get to see what they know, what they like, that kind of thing. Email assignment, pretty standard in a class as well. This one, it also serves as a beginning of the semester reflection. So giving me some experience that you have with creative writing, what you want to learn, goal for the class, that kind of thing. So you're going to email that to me. And then you're going to complete the first self-assessment quiz. So the self-assessment quizzes are mostly true-false questions. And so if you did it, then you put true. If you didn't do it, then you put false. And then so you're assessing yourself. And so that's how many points that you get then in the grade book. So it's a very different way of doing a class and of getting graded for a class. So once you've done everything in the first module, take this module 1 self-assessment quiz, and that's what will go in the grade book for your grade, for your grade for the module. You can move right into module 2 if you want to. Module 2 is covering creative nonfiction, which is similar to fiction type writing, short story writing, but there's a creative element to it because I like to start with this You'll have a quiz, by the way, over the reading material. So you'll see a couple quizzes over the reading material. And then the first creative writing assignment is a creative nonfiction photo essay. So the photo essay is a creative nonfiction piece where you choose a photograph from a memory that you have from your childhood or recently, doesn't really matter. And then you're going to describe the scenario that surrounds the photo. So you're going to tell us the story of what happened within the photo. And so since this is your first creative writing assignment, remember you are not getting a grade on it other than whether it's complete or incomplete. So that's why it is 0 points in the grade book. So if you do it, then you'll get your completion grade. If you don't do it, then you'll get nothing. And so keep that in mind. And the point of this is when you turn in your creative work, then that allows me to give you feedback without having to actually assess whether or not it's good or not, because creative writing is not good or bad. It just is. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's how the whole semester will go. And then, of course, you'll have your next assessment quiz. The due dates in here for these assignments will be suggested due dates just to keep you on track so that you don't get too far behind. If you miss a date, the assignment will still stay open for you to submit up until May 1st. So keep that in mind as well. I am available through email, through your Canvas inbox, which is over here, and through telephone. I have my cell phone number on the homepage for texting, and then also my office number. You can call me if you have any questions. I'll be making multiple videos and posting other information. If you're getting confused by the grading process in this class, please reach out and let me know. So hopefully you're doing well, and